Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing what I believe is a highly anticipated video. I'm going to be reviewing the Ordinary High Coverage Foundation. So this stuff has pretty much blown up over YouTube ever since Wayne Gross did a video on it. I waited like a month to just be able to place an order because it was sold out. They had like, I think they said 100,000 back orders. And when I finally got an email that some was in, there was very few colors that were in. The ones that I actually was really hoping for are still not in stock. I'm talking like 6 weeks later. So I did pick up the one that was kind of close to my shade, but I think it might be a little dark, of course. So this is in the shade, oh, what is it actually? 2.1Y, so it's medium with yellow tones. So I was actually hoping to get, I think it was 2.0 N, so 2.0 neutral, so a tiny bit lighter and a little bit more neutral, less yellow. But I'm hoping, I did self-tan yesterday. It's faded slightly, but I'm hoping it will help out, and I mean, I'm thinking I gotta be able to make it work. So if you're interested to see my thoughts on the Ordinary's High Coverage Foundation, then keep on watching. Alright, so I am going to just put my hair back. One thing I will say, although it took like a month or longer to get in stock, this shipped to me in a day. Another thing with this foundation is this is like $6, at least Canadian, maybe closer to $7, like $6.90. Shipping though was actually like $6.50, so I mean I paid just as much in shipping, but I mean it was still affordable even with the shipping. And the fact that it came in one day was kind of exciting. So I think what I'll do is the usual when I review a foundation, I try to do half my face with a brush and half with a sponge, so we're going to go do that. I do have a lot of blemishes today, as you can see, so we will see how well this covers. The little description on here, it's quite brief. It just says, Coverage Foundation, a high coverage creamy foundation that softens undesirable hues. So we will see if that is the case. I did prime with the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, just so you guys know that's kind of been my go-to primer right now, so I figured I may as well just use a primer that I know that I like so that nothing is influencing this. So this has a little pump, blot it on my face. Oh, this says to shake well before use, so I guess I should do that. I don't really know how much to apply because it is supposed to be so high coverage. So I think I'll start with a little, and then we can always add more. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit dark. All right, we'll start with that, and I'll start with the brush. So I'm just going in with my Real Techniques brush. Definitely dragging this down the neck. Okay, so yes, I look orange, but hopefully with concealer and everything, I can make this work. Now, as far as coverage, I'm not sure what I think because I wouldn't want to add any more than this, but I still see a little bit of redness showing through here, I feel. I mean, it does blend out really well, and it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything at all. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the sponge on this side and then like evaluate again. So it's actually really easy to blend out with the sponge as well. It's taking like no time at all. I think for some reason I actually like the sponge side better. I don't know if it actually visually made a difference, but it blended out really quick. I feel like it looks almost flawless. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of go over this side again. It doesn't help that I look like an Oompa Loompa. I was really debating on going in with my Body Shop shade adjusting drops to lighten it up, but I didn't want to influence any of the coverage. So I think I would use this again, but try it with that because actually that coverage is really good. I mean, like you can still see my blemish here, but it's a bump, so it's not just going to disappear. But you can see a little bit here, maybe a little bit of redness. What I'm curious is to see how the rest of my makeup is going to glide on top of this. So I'm just kind of trying now to see if I can soak up any excess product. I didn't feel like I applied very much, but a little bit went a long way. But for some reason, I actually do really like it. I know I haven't done a whole lot yet, but it feels like I'm not wearing much. Like it just, I don't know, it feels really good. It almost feels like a BB cream, but obviously the coverage is really there. I think I definitely want to get the proper shade. This will work for me. I can get decently tanned in the summer, so this will, I feel, work for me. The yellow tones maybe a bit much, but I wonder if the rest, once I do the rest of my makeup, if it will look a little bit more natural. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to go do the rest of my makeup, see how things blend, and then come back and give like an overall review. And I'll probably do a check-in later on. I think that's probably a good idea just to see how it looks after a certain amount of hours, how everything sets on top of it, if it breaks apart or anything. So yeah, I'll be right back with my full face. Okay, so I just finished off the rest of my makeup and everything went on really smooth. I didn't actually end up applying a bronzer just because it is a little bit dark, especially around the forehead area here, so I didn't feel the need to, you know, bronze my face even more. But this is really nice. Like, so all I did is put a tiny bit of powder on, but I feel like this is a foundation where you actually like wouldn't really need a powder. It dries pretty well, and I'm really happy. Like, I feel like my skin just looks really good right now. So I currently really like this. I definitely at this point want to purchase it again in a lighter shade, maybe a bit more of a neutral tone, less yellow. But what we'll do is a check-in, so I'll come back in a few hours and then I'll be able to give you guys my full final thoughts and you guys can see if there's any like issues throughout the day, how it lasts, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, so somehow I just filmed my entire conclusion on this foundation without it actually recording, so let me start again. Basically, this is what I have noticed. So if you look at me right now, I don't know how well you can tell because the sun is going down. It has been 7 hours. This is my 7-hour and, well, only and final check-in. But the sun's going down, and even though I have my softbox, the lighting's getting a little bit off. So this is my check-in. This is when I'm going to end this review. So I feel, I don't know how it's going to come across on camera, that I look a little bit oily. So especially in areas, keep in mind this is highlight, and down my nose is highlight. But this shine is not, this around my nose here is not, and in my forehead is all just like oil. And I actually did come up here and powder once throughout the day, and I never do that. Having said that, something about this foundation I really, really like. It feels like I'm not wearing anything, and I just feel like my skin, although a little bit oily, looks really good. Like, my boyfriend doesn't pay attention, he's oblivious to this sort of thing, and he actually said to me, he's like, wow, your skin looks really nice. So to me, I was trying to demonstrate before, but it obviously cut out. It does seem to like wipe off a little bit. I mean, obviously no one's trying to do this. Of course your foundation is going to rub off, and I don't have a setting spray or anything like that. But I did notice, even just like sitting, kind of like resting my face when I was editing a video earlier, that it was kind of rubbing off a bit. But having said all of that, guys, there's something about this foundation that I just really like. It blended out amazing with the brush or the sponge. The coverage is there. It feels like I'm not wearing anything. One other thing I wanted to mention, because I didn't really say too much about it in the previous clips, was although this color is obviously too dark and too yellow for me, I feel like in the end when I concealed, powdered, blushed, and everything, it did kind of come together. So it did sort of match my chest and my arms. Of course, this is with a tan, so I do think that I will be repurchasing this in a proper shade once it comes back in stock, if it ever does. But I just wanted to point that out because I didn't really talk about it earlier. But overall, guys, I really like this foundation. I'm going to give it a huge thumbs up. If you have oily skin, that I don't really know. I can't give the best advice. I have normal skin, so I get oily in my T-zone, and that's about it. So I don't know, I feel like even though I got a little bit oilier throughout the day, there's just something about it, like I just feel good. I feel like it looks good. I feel like I look nice considering, like I said, I've had this makeup on for like 7+ hours now. Other than like powdering just here and here once, like I haven't done anything, and I just feel like it still looks pretty nice. So I'm giving this a big thumbs up. And I think that I would recommend it. I think $6 is a great price for an amazing foundation like this. So that is my review. Those are my thoughts and opinions. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in my next video.